Welcome to the show. Mike and T-Ray. Hello, T.
Hey, buddy.
All right, pal.
I'm pretty good, I suppose.
Yeah?
Sure, why not?
Good. That's good to hear. I'm struggling. I'll be honest. I am exhausted.
I'm a bit tired myself.
Are you?
I was putting on a good face.
Yeah, me too.
Pretty tired, man.
Yeah. I had a really rough night, man.
Yeah?
I almost woke you up at about 4:30 in the morning to take me to the hospital.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't.
I know. I was like, he'll kill me. He will, he'll probably do it because he's a good guy.
No, I would have called you an Uber.
Yeah, and I would have said fair. But I don't know what it was. Michelle and Chris were still here.
Yeah.
And they had a Uber picking them up at 4:30 or 5 in the morning or something.
6:45.
Was it that late? Mm-hmm. Okay. So anyway, we were up late, and it was funny. If you had asked me what time is it right now, I would have said 10:30, 1:30.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
and I was absolutely shocked. I'm like, did my phone reset? It's 1:30? First off, I figured they would have been in bed by hours because they got to get up and Chris is like, if I can crash for 3-4 hours, I'll be all right.
You just got to stumble to the airport and get on a plane.
Exactly. But dude, for me, if I tried to do it after 3.5 hours of sleep, I might just sleep through a goddamn earthquake.
Yeah.
So, but they obviously made it.
We know how Michelle
did
is
fine.
missing planes, so.
Yes, exactly. But dude, for whatever reason, I am wide awake at 1:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Wide awake. I'm not partying. I'm not doing anything. I'm just, hanging out with them, talking, having a good time. And finally, about 2 o'clock or so, they're like, okay, we should go to bed. I'm like, yeah, me too. So I go to bed. Cannot sleep, period. Cannot sleep at all. I am wide awake.
Were the other people still here, or was it just you guys at that point?
No, it's just us. They all left, I don't know, probably about midnight maybe or something.
Like you have any clue what time it was.
Right. Well, I'm guessing based on thinking it was 10:30 and it was 1:30. I'm assuming they probably left at midnight. And I thought it was way early. I'm like, oh, they left at 7. Wow, weird. Yeah, can't party like they used to. But for context, Chris and Michelle had a bunch of friends, obviously in Michigan, that they wanted to hang out with. And Chris was like, you know what, do you mind if I just invite them over here and I'll fire up the barbecue? I was like, do you, man? It's fine.
Perfect. Works out great.
Yeah. It was fun to clean it up this morning. But whatever. So last night, about 3:30 in the morning, I get up to take a piss and I cannot breathe at all. I can't get a breath in. It's like my throat had seized and I'm just getting these tiny, tiny breaths. And I'm like, I might need to go to the hospital. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it was a panic attack. I don't know if it was anxiety. I don't know if it was something else.
Yeah.
I couldn't speak a word and I couldn't breathe. And I was like, I remembered, a few years ago, I was going through something and Beth was like, you've got to be able to help yourself breathe. And so I just laid down and focused. Last I knew it was 7 o'clock in the morning and I was finally able to take in some air and breathe out. But so anyway, I've been dealing with that all fucking day. I'm glad I didn't wake you up because I feel fine now. Whatever it was, my guess is probably some sort of anxiety or something.
COPD.
But, yeah. Who knows? Yeah, no, it was not but I was kind of coughing and wheezing and just trying to get breath in. And it was scary for a little bit.
Yeah.
But
no, I've been there a couple times where I just can't breathe. And that's, there's the first kind of panic.
Yeah.
And then there's the, oh shit, the real panic. Wait a minute. I really can't breathe.
I really can't breathe.
I really might be dying right now.
Right.
I've been there a couple times. And that's there's the, there's that moment where you're like, oh shit.
That's where
shit
I was.
Just got real.
When I went to the bathroom and I was looking for throat lozenges, couldn't find, and I'm kind of dazed at this point. I'm not getting oxygen, and I can't find them. I know I've got a bag of them somewhere, but I couldn't fix it. I couldn't right the ship, and I finally just laid down. I was like, if this goes on for another 30 minutes, I'm waking Troy up. I don't know what else to do. I don't feel safe driving myself to the hospital. I didn't know what I was.
I would have made
do.
Hat take it.
Yeah, was Hat here? There you go. Well, it was scary, but got through it. But anyways, I'm a little exhausted today, but
right on.
We'll see. But one of the things I ended up, just throwing the TV on, and hey, what do you know? Donald Trump was indicted again.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, dude! It just doesn't end.
Right.
And seeing the press conference last night.
Are we going to change the definition of indictment now?
They might as well.
Means convicted.
Yeah, it's just, and I don't want to do a whole political thing. I get it. I understand how divisive it is, but if you can't see what is going on, I don't know how to feel about, like
the timing is a bit suspect.
Every time. And let's be honest, it's like nowadays when someone goes, you're a racist. It's like, whatever. It used to mean something.
Yeah.
But when you just throw that accusation at everybody for years, it's like, okay, this doesn't hold the same weight it once did. Mm-hmm. And when you just like every minute of every day for 7 straight years, you're trying to throw anything you can at this fucking orange man and just make it stick, no matter how absurd it is on its face. Constitution be damned, all that stuff. And you see that hypocrisy of like, yeah, but you don't care when all these other 20 people have been doing the same goddamn thing for a decade, 20 years.
They weren't a threat.
Right. It's mind-blowing. I'm trying to keep an open mind. I really am. I just don't, who knows where this goes, but
we'll see. I mean, I think they're just praying that anything sticks somehow, some way, somewhere.
Well, to me, it's just,
so far nothing has.
So you've got this Fannie Willis who sounds like an idiot on her. I'm sorry. I watched her press conference.
Fannie?
Yeah. Fani. Fannie Willis.
Right.
She's
NY would have been worse, but yeah.
Yeah. She's the Fulton County DA. Okay. So this Fulton County DA think about this for a second. You don't have a federal prosecutor. You don't have the Merrick Garland bringing federal charges. You don't even have the state attorney general. You have a fucking county, Fulton County in Atlanta, bringing indictment charges against a former president?
Yep.
Are you joking right now? What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing?
It's a circus.
I'm sorry, on its face, it's like, really? So in the 250 years of this country's existence, we've never indicted a president, ever. We've never even fucking tried to indict someone running for office. Mm-hmm. And yet 4 times now in 3 months?
Yeah.
Like, really? And now we're to the point where local county district attorneys are filing RICO charges. This is reserved for mobsters and cartel members. You think he's running a racket conspiracy to overturn your fucking election? It's just on its face. It's horseshit. I'm sorry. It just is. And there's so much wolf crying that it's like, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know. I know people are sick of hearing us talk about it. I'm certainly no expert.
Right.
But on its face, it's like, really, this is where we're at. And make no mistake about this. Why wasn't this filed 2.5 years ago?
Why turned himself in for these other ones? Yeah, well, exactly.
They want the mugshot.
Exactly.
They've bragged about getting the mugshot.
Yeah.
These charges came out.
That's going to be his campaign poster.
Oh, yeah. The fundraising alone on this. Careful what you wish for.
I
Just
know,
saying.
exactly
Careful what you
right.
wish for.
Let a sleeping bear lie.
So usually you assemble a grand jury and you go, here's what we have. You can indict a ham sandwich. You get a district attorney in their team, and they can.
Sure.
We all know that. That's the running joke. So it's no surprise. I mean, it would be impossible not to do that. But the process is you get a grand jury, you present them with the facts, and then they decide whether or not to move forward, to indict, right? So this comes out with all these charges in the middle of the afternoon. And then people are like, wait a minute, you haven't even assembled a grand jury yet. And so they had to rush, call all these people in that were supposed to come to the county courthouse today to start going through this process. Well, now they fucked up and they dropped these charges out before a grand jury saw it and indicted, and you've already got it all played out. And then they had to pull it back and go, how dare you think this was a legal proceeding? It's the same goddamn thing. Same thing. So then they had to rush, keep everyone there. And so at midnight, this idiot's holding a press conference. Sounds like a tard. I'm sorry. She just does. And when someone went, why did this shit come on in the afternoon before you even had a grand jury
Seems odd.
decide? Seems odd. And she's like,
cart before the horse?
I don't know the processes of you're the county DA.
You sure
what do
better.
you mean you don't know the processes and how it works with the staff underneath you when presenting that on your website?
I just know I wanted charges, and I got them. Yeah.
And
Orange man bad.
Here's the thing. when you file RICO charges, from all the things I've read and experts that I've listened to about this, RICO charges are very hard to stick. You want a quick indictment, you want a quick prosecution, and then it's usually thrown out later down the road. That's the point. They don't give a shit about actually prosecuting this clown.
No, this is just piling on.
Pile on. Let's make him have to go to court every other day during this.
Tie him up in.
Yeah. So why didn't you file this 2.5 years ago when all this came out? Why now?
Because he wasn't campaigning 2.5 years ago.
Right.
I said
now you put it together.
Oh, that's... Yeah.
If convicted on all charges, he's looking at 71 years.
Jesus Christ.
And there are people celebrating
all together
this.
Or just this one?
Just this one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, he's going to go to jail for 4,000 years if they all catch.
Yeah. He did say so Trump issued this. For what it's worth, I'm just going to let you know what he posted after this. Take it for what it's worth. You can believe it. You can think it's bullshit.
Where'd he post this?
Truth Social.
Oh, okay.
Which is where, in fairness, he posts everything.
I know.
He throws all his statements out there. I don't know if it's true. We'll have to wait and see. But he says he promises to release irrefutable evidence of the Georgia election fraud that should see all charges dropped against him and his 18 co-accused fourth indictment team. Trump, let's see. The president announced that he will hold a news conference at his Bedminster, New Jersey home next week, following his expected first appearance Friday in Georgia. A large, complex, detailed, but irrefutable report on the presidential election fraud, which took place in Georgia, is almost complete and will be presented by me at a major news conference at 11 a.m. on Monday next week in Bedminster.
And again, why wasn't that brought 2.5 years ago?
Yeah, good question. Fair.
There's a lot of shenanigans going on.
And maybe,
maybe he's keeping it in his back pocket just in case.
Or maybe it's something like, it's taken us a long time to get what we needed and conduct. I don't know.
You could say the same thing about his indictments.
I don't think you can.
Goose gander, buddy.
Yeah. And I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I don't know. It could be a gigundous nothing.
Yeah.
It could. And I don't think it matters anyways. He could absolutely have irrefutable evidence, and people would go, malarkey.
Right.
That's the fact. So it doesn't really matter. Based on the results of this conclusive report, all charges should be dropped against me and others. There will be a complete exoneration, all caps. They never went after those that rigged the election. They only went after those that fought to find the riggers. Okay.
Ooh, flirting.
Yeah, flirting.
It's close,
You caught it too?
Yeah.
As soon as I read it, I was like, no, you shouldn't have said it that way, dude.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have said it that way. It's too close. This is classic dog whistle-esque type stuff. I don't know how you should word that. They only went after those
the rigging.
They only went after those that fought to find the people who did the rigging. But the riggers, all caps riggers, and the whole staff there in Fulton County is black.
Riggers.
Riggers. Put the H on the end. Riggers. So he says, I will never surrender our country to these tyrants. Patriot, justice, and the rule of law are officially dead in America. He goes on to slam Willis, the prosecutor, a left-wing prosecutor with such extreme anti-Trump bias that even CNN questioned her legitimacy, has indicted me despite having committed no crime. This marks the fourth act of election interference on behalf of the Democrats in an attempt to keep the White House under Crooked Joe's control and jail his single greatest opponent before the 24 election. Let me remind you that just days before I announced my campaign in 24, Crooked Joe declared on national TV that serious efforts would be taken to stop me from being able to take power again. I don't know. We'll see. I imagine even if they convict him on something, I think the point is to tie him up during a campaign season.
Yeah. And they're hoping that this will be just enough muddying of the waters to sway those few swing voters that can change the election. Yeah, there's just too much stink around them. There's just too much negativity. I'm just not sure. I don't know. It's
that's true.
But
there is.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's fair.
So it achieves myriad things on myriad levels.
Here's the other side to that, though. While that may be the goal, let's get the criminal in an orange jumpsuit and a picture of him blah, blah. That will be the most famous picture in the history of the country, by the way.
Yep.
And the fundraising that'll be done on top of that will be historic. That's just a fact.
That'll be his campaign poster.
Yeah, absolutely. But be careful what you wish for, because while that may be true, while people go, hey, it's too much. It's too much chaos. I don't want to fucking deal with it. Just go away. Take Biden with you, but go away.
Yeah.
That's fair. Because it is a mess. It's a mess. There's also an argument to be made that it's so blatant in what's going on. Like, get this guy at all costs. Let's throw him in prison for the remainder of his life. That even moderates and moderate leftists, middle America, white women who turned against Trump last time, that those people might see this for what it is and go, this is just not right. To put all these resources, it's so obvious what's going on here that this is just all-out warfare on someone we fucking hate. And, a lot of people believe that the actual concern is they don't think there's any way Joe Biden could beat this guy at the polls.
No way.
And so take him out at all. It doesn't matter. Who fucking cares? We'll sort it out in the wash. Get him out of here. And so which way does it go? I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know. But, that be careful what you wish for. That this could turn into something you didn't see coming, that a lot of Americans that just don't like the guy.
It's becoming must-see TV.
Yeah. So
almost reality show-esque.
Ted Cruz said the timing here is nakedly political. Yeah. Every single time bad news comes out about Hunter or Joe Biden, you can set a stopwatch, and within hours, some clown goes and indicts Trump again. Then all the little lemmings in the media run and say, Trump, 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 which is exactly what's happened. Credit where credit's due. George Soros is flat brilliant, man. He decided at some point, why spend tens of millions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars trying to get someone in the White House when I can just go and spend a fraction of that amount of money and just get these fucking clowns put into prosecutorial offices all over the country.
Yep.
In every left-wing state, whether it's D.C., whether it's Fulton County and Atlanta, or New York with Alvin Bragg. Just get them in there, and they'll do the bidding for us. And we're seeing that play out.
And Bragg, same way. That's New York City, right? That's not New York,
Manhattan.
Whatever.
He's the DA in Manhattan.
Manhattan. I mean, it's not the New York
no
Attorney
the
General.
State Attorney General. No, we are down to district attorneys, county district attorneys. Think about it, dude. On its face, county district attorneys indicting a former president.
Well, that's their jurisdiction, Michael.
Sure. Yeah. I get it.
This happened in Fulton County.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, usually when you bring prosecution that you want us to go all the way with and jail someone, there's victims. There's real hurt, but I don't know who those people are.
Oh,
so let's
talk about the dead cops from January 6th.
Oh yeah. There was lots of those. Anyway, all right. I've said my piece.
All right,
I've said my piece.
Yes.
I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on this or know where this is going.
It
happened yesterday late at night. A lot of people probably still don't even understand what's going on. I'm not going to go through the individual charges.
No,
it's just
Yep.
They're going after
nothing new. That's the irony. Nothing new has happened in the last 2.5 years.
Right.
So
True.
If these things were so egregious, nothing came out of that whole January 6th committee. Shit. All that.
No.
I mean, if they're so obvious, so egregious.
They're indicting on that though. Going
sure.
for it.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. And that's not the point. The point is
no. I'm just saying
it will lose handily. It'll go all the way to the Supreme Court and get its ass kicked.
If it was
will
important,
be a unanimous. Fuck off. But whatever.
If it was legitimate and important, it would have happened immediately. Is my point.
Yeah.
The timing on this is just less than sus.
Yeah. And it's hard to focus on a lot of this stuff because I know we've drawn battle lines with teams, and you have to be very, very careful with what you're reading and who you're listening to, because just be aware, and I know I can be guilty of it too. You are getting two sides of the same coin, where if you're just listening to people on the left, you think this is the greatest thing ever because they're pounding into your head like The republic's under attack. Democracy's on the line. And if you listen on the right, they've got very clear, like, this is why it was handled this way. I know what the left is saying when you're talking about stuff like, he wanted secret electors or whatever to go in and change the electoral. But there's very specific laws that are followed when you're doing that kind of stuff. And when you read that stuff, you go, okay, that makes sense. I get it. But it's easy to paint it one way or the other. So I know Twitter is thrilled right now.
I'm sure.
But I don't really care. So
no, whatever. It's another indictment. At this point, it's irrelevant.
It's comical.
Yeah. I mean, if something happens and he gets convicted, that changes things a bit.
Yeah.
But until now, up until now, it's just been a circus.
Yeah, it's a circus. It is. And now all these 18, 19 people, I guess if you count Trump, need to go to Atlanta by Friday at noon to get their mugshot taken.
Good. Go get it, buddy.
All his lawyers, like his entire lawyers.
They're all named in this?
Yes. Even fucking Kanye West's publicist is named in this.
Really?
He's one of the ones. It's hilarious.
Right? Dude. It's like Johnny going down in that fucking Gambino crime family thing.
Yeah, right. That's a story for another day. But
yeah.
The other story that was kind of big yesterday was that you remember the hit movie The Blind Side?
I do.
Michael Orr, you remember him?
Sandra Bullock.
Hell yeah.
Who can forget her?
Yeah. She won an Oscar for that, I believe.
Did she?
I believe so. It might have even won Best Picture. And she might have won Actress.
Okay.
Yeah. Michael Orr was the focus of that movie. And his adoption, coming out of grinding poverty by this wealthy white family, was immortalized in The Blind Side. It was a movie that came out in 2009. Good movie.
It was a good movie,
It was a feel-good Disney movie.
Yeah.
One of those. He petitioned a Tennessee court yesterday with allegations that a central element of the story was a lie concocted by the family to enrich itself at his expense. So there's this 14-page petition alleges that Sean and Leanne Toohey, who took Orr into their home as a high school student, never adopted him. Instead, less than 3 months after Orr turned 18, the couple tricked him into signing a document making them his conservators, which gave them legal authority to make business deals in his name. Further alleges that the Tooheys used their power as conservatives to strike a deal that paid them and their 2 birth children millions of dollars in royalties from the film that earned more than $300 million, while Orr got nothing for a story that would not have existed without him.
That seems crazy to me.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, this was another one of those things where the timing seemed odd to me. Like, why weren't you bitching about this then?
Yeah.
You know?
He does sort of have an explanation for that.
Okay. I haven't looked that much into it, but that was my first thing was like, why now? You know?
Yeah.
But
well, I'll continue
me,
reading the story and we can discuss further. Okay. So in the years since, Tooheys have continued calling the 37-year-old, he's retired now, Michael Orr, their adopted son, and have used that assertion to promote their foundation, as well as Leanne's.
That's what I was thinking, too. I was wondering if he was still playing or if he was done.
No, he's done now. Yeah.
That was kind of my...
He had to have been paid. I mean, an offensive... he was a tackle, right? He wasn't a guard.
Yeah, he was tackle. Absolutely.
He was a tackle.
He was a blindside tackle, the left tackle.
Right.
Yeah, that's the whole point of it.
which is a paid-ass position.
Yep.
You become a blindside tackle in the NFL. That is no bullshit. You are the guy single-handedly responsible for keeping your $100 million investment back there on his feet.
They technically have him listed as $16 million net worth.
60?
16.
16. Okay. They used his story to promote their foundation, as well as Leanne's work as an author and motivational speaker. The lie of Michael's adoption is one upon which co-conservators Leanne and Sean have enriched themselves at the expense of their ward, Michael Orr. Michael discovered this lie to his chagrin and embarrassment in February of 23. So you're only talking about a few months ago.
Okay.
When he learned that the conservatorship to which he consented on the basis that doing so would make him a member of the Toohey family, in fact, provided him no familial relationship with the Tooheys. Sean Toohey told the Daily Memphian that he was stunned by these allegations and said they didn't make any money off the movie. Okay, that's a lie, Sean.
I'm sure
that is not true. Okay,
you can't use your fucking name and likeness.
No,
well, I wouldn't say you can't because Orr didn't, but
yeah,
he didn't sign the deal. They did.
We're devastated. It's upsetting to think we would make money off any of our children, but we're going to love Michael at 37 just like we loved him at 16. Orr's petition asks the court to end their conservatorship and to issue an injunction barring them from using his name and likeness. It also seeks a full accounting of the money that they earned using his name and to have the couple pay him his fair share of profits, as well as unspecified compensatory and punitive damages. Since at least August 2004, conservators have allowed Michael and the public generally to believe that conservators adopted Michael and have used that untruth to gain financial advantages for themselves and their foundations, which they own or which they exercise control. All monies made in said manner should in all conscience and equity be disgorged and paid over to the said ward. Michael Orr, boy, lawyer speak.
Yeah, right.
Disgorged. Nice. According to the legal filings. So the movie paid the Tooheys and their 2 birth children. I was like, why would their birth children? But they had a pretty big role in that movie because they were going to high school with Michael at the time. So they followed that storyline too.
Right.
So they each got paid $225,000 plus 2.5% of the film's defined net proceeds. In other words, back end.
Yeah.
So,
but Orr got nothing out of this?
Yeah. Grossing more than $300 million at the box office, tens of $millions more in home video sales, the film received an Oscar nomination for Best Picture.
Okay.
And Sandra won for Best Actress for her portrayal of Leanne Toohey. While the deal allowed the Tooheys to profit from the film, a separate 2007 contract signed by Orr appears to give away to 20th Century Fox Studios the life rights to his story without any payment whatsoever. Orr says he has no recollection of signing the contract. Even if he did, no one explained its implications to him, which is tragic.
Yeah,
if that's true.
Sure.
You're supposed to be looking out for this kid's interests. In the past, they've denied making much money from the movie, saying they received a flat fee for the story, did not reap any of the profits, and what they did earn was shared with Orr. We divided it 5 ways. So someone is full of shit in this story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it shouldn't be hard to track the money.
So you asked a good question, and I think a lot of people were like, okay, why now?
Mm-hmm.
Since the film's success coincided with the start of his lucrative NFL career in 2009, he did not take the time to fully investigate the deal until after he retired in 2016. Orr eventually hired a lawyer who helped him uncover the details surrounding the movie deal and his legal connection to the people he believed were his adoptive parents. His lawyer unearthed the conservatorship document only in February.
Okay.
So it took years for him to find this in there, according to them. And Orr came to the painful realization that the Tooheys had not, in fact, adopted him. He didn't grow up with a stable family life. When the Toohey family told Mike they loved him and wanted to adopt him, it filled a void that had been with him his entire life. Discovering that he wasn't actually adopted devastated Mike and wounded him deeply. As the movie portrayed, they adopted Orr, a poor, virtually homeless, academically challenged black teenager. They made him part of a functional family for the first time, helped him catch up in school, taught him the basics, and how to harness his physical skills, putting him on the road to sports superstardom. The truth was a little more complicated. He did leave a hard-knock, tough life growing up, but he also had the smarts, the pluck, and plenty of help from the Tooheys and others.
The pluck?
Yeah, that's what they say.
Okay.
And plenty of help from the Tooheys and others to rise above his circumstances. Orr was one of 12 children born to his mom who struggled with drug addiction. Before his 11th birthday, he was placed into foster care, bounced around numerous homes, and at times lived on the streets. Although he was a capable student, he attended 11 schools in 9 years and repeated both first and second grades, leaving him behind academically. His fortunes changed after a friend's father, impressed with Orr's inner drive and focus, introduced him to the principal of a private Christian school in this Memphis neighborhood. Orr began attending school in the 10th grade. He began playing football in 11th grade.
Yeah, I'm sure the fact that he was 6'5" and
yeah, right,
280 pounds as a sophomore.
So quickly it stands out. Now at this point,
it wasn't his pluck.
No, but he's sleeping on teammates' couches and he's crashing with friends. And it's like, wow, he's got a little something there. And all of a sudden, the Tuohys are like, why don't you move in here full time? We'll feed you every day and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, great. And so you can look at that one of two ways. Did they really help the kid, or was it like some of the movie suggests, like taking advantage of a kid?
Okay, but what did they get? I mean, aside the movie, okay, because
the book.
Whatever. Right?
Yeah, which turned into the movie, yeah.
You know, going into this, that wasn't the plan. They had no idea what this was going to turn out to be, right? So at the time, I mean, maybe it was, I'm not saying what their motives were, but I can't imagine going, that's our meal ticket right there.
Yeah.
Necessarily. And if that were, did they get any of his NFL money once he made it? Was he buying moms a new house? It appears to be that they're fairly well to do.
See, that's where I was going to go with this. I don't remember exactly. I haven't seen the movie literally since it came out.
Yeah.
But what I remember is they were at a minimum upper middle class family with a nice house and lots of contacts, private schools. Like, they were no bullshit in the community and seemed to have everything and could provide everything. So, you know, were they taking advantage? Like, hey, this kid could be a stud at Mississippi. Remember, Mississippi is where they went to college, the mom at least. I think the dad too.
Maybe, okay.
And remember, there's that famous scene in the movie where someone's like, we're going to ask the parents to leave the room and just talk to Michael. And they're like, are you sure you weren't encouraged to kind of go the Mississippi route because of blah, blah, blah? And he's like, no. And it sounds like maybe that's kind of what was going on. That there was a lot more truth to that.
Okay. But again, where's the crime?
Yeah. So he eventually moves in with them. They encourage him to address them as mom and dad, and they plan to adopt him. He was delighted with all that at the time. He fully trusted them. After the success of The Blind Side, suspicion eclipsed Orr's trust of the Tuohys. Mike's relationship with the family started to decline when he discovered that he was portrayed in the movie as unintelligent. Their relationship continued to deteriorate as he learned that he was only a member of the family. He was the only one not receiving royalties from the movie, and it was permanently fractured when he found out that it was kind of a bullshit adoption.
Yeah.
For years, The Blind Side depicted him. He claims that it hurt his football career and clouded how people viewed him. Some NFL decision makers assumed he was mentally slow or lacked leadership skills. People look at me and they take things away from me because of a movie. They don't really see the skills and the kind of player I am. For years, he said he was content to live with the myth created by the movie, reasoning that its inspirational message outweighed the pain inflicted by what he saw as its inaccurate portrayal of his life. But that has changed. There's been so much created from The Blind Side that I'm grateful for, which is why you might find it as a shock that the experience surrounding the story has been a large source of some very deep hurt and pain over the last 14 years. He wrote a book, When Your Back's Against the Wall, which was released last week. So you can go, interesting timing there.
Yeah, that too. Right?
You know,
but there's also, when you get to movies, they take some creative liberties, based on a true story.
Always.
But it's not, absolutely by the book. So.
Well, do you think
how much of it was their idea? How much of it was studios? How much of it was to just for playing up the film? I don't know.
Let's be clear, okay? Having a 6'6", 300+ pound black kid, 18-year-old is the star of your movie versus Sandra Bullock is very clear where the focus is going to be. So a lot of that movie focused on Sandra Bullock going to practice and giving the coach the what for to get the best out of Mike and working with Mike and teaching him how to study and that kind of stuff. Like being the super protective parent looking out for this poor big black kid. So that's the way they went with the movie. It was not really about,
No, it was more about her than him. Yes,
if I remember correctly.
It really was. I mean, he was the focal point essentially. I mean, it was about his story, but it was more about her, right?
Right.
The kid playing Michael Orr wasn't nominated for Best Actor.
No,
she was.
Do you? Do you think there's anything wrong? Like, obviously, if you're taking advantage of a kid, having him sign things under the assumption that he's being adopted into this family and everything's on the up and up, but it turns out.
But again, this was.
Because they told him, conservatorship versus adoption is basically the same thing, but because of your age, it's better to go this route. And he just believed him.
Well, I don't know. I can't totally speak intelligently on any of it. But the fact of, okay, go through the process of adopting a kid when he's 17.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, and this is long before he was even in college, let alone in the pros, before there was even a concept of the movie or the book.
Right.
So what,
and the percentage of guys
that
are going to go from high school to the pros is so minusculely small.
Right. So to act like somehow when he was 17, this was all manipulated to screw him over for this movie that was going to come out 10 years later is laughable.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
So,
and is there an argument to be made? And I don't know, maybe.
I mean, does he get screwed over in this? Probably somehow.
Yeah.
But to act like it was some sort of premeditated, way to screw him over. And I don't know all the details. And again, I don't take anybody at their word anymore.
No.
So what he says happened and what they say happened, I don't believe either of them.
Yeah. And the timing looks a little suspect.
Sure.
The first thing you said is, why are we hearing about this in 2023 and not in 2009?
Right.
Or 2015.
Yeah, when this movie came out, it was
like,
hey, this makes me look like a dumbass, and hold on a second, this isn't true, and hey, why aren't we looking at, No, but now he's retired from the league, he's got a book coming out, there's money still being generated that he's not getting a piece of, right, wrong, or indifferent, I don't know, but are they, should they be villainized for this? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why the
keep
deal
in
was
mind,
the way it was.
As you know, Troy, there is a thirst and a hunger, rabid as it may be, for rich white family takes advantage of poor black kid. Like that story is like people are fiending for that.
Yeah.
If you can vilify this upper middle class white family,
right?
Now maybe they're
especially
monsters,
now
but
when they were so praised for so long,
right?
To be able to knock them off their pedestal.
So is it safe to make an argument that, well, maybe Michael Orr never goes anywhere if it's not locked down and stable, and he's got his own bedroom and his own bathroom, he knows where his meals are coming from, he's got rides to practices in school now, he's got a wardrobe. If you remember, one of the big things, like he had no clothes, and he was homeless. If you give a kid that sort of stable environment, and then they're able to focus on school and athletics and then take that next level, like, okay, what's the problem? And if you're talking about a few $100,000 in profit overall for the family, they each made $225,000. This dude went on and made $20 million in the NFL. It's not like he doesn't have anything. So keep that in mind. But is that necessarily wrong? It's like, okay, I wrote a book called The Blind Side, telling the story of this amazing kid who we took into our family. We gave him a place to live and sleep and eat and rides to everything and made sure he was on top of his studies and looked out for him when recruiters were coming after him. This is a story that is I'm writing a book about, and she wrote that book. Michael Orr didn't write that book.
Right.
As far as I know, Leanne Toohey wrote that book.
No, he wrote the new book, Back Against the Wall.
Right. So, when a script like that being picked up by Disney and Hollywood makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Perfect sense.
Not anymore.
No, but at the time,
then,
for sure it did. And then having it turn out that he not only has a successful college career, but then immediately goes to the NFL and has great success there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to say. And the fact that I hate the last sentence of that article. As he pointed out in his book he released last week.
Yep.
You just go,
I know. Okay. It's almost like, and there it is.
And there it is. And, part of me in the most cynical of ways goes, maybe the Tooheys and Orr are in this together. Let's shit on each other back and forth, generate more, income for the charity, and it'll generate a lot more coverage for your book, Michael.
Right.
You'll sell way more copies if they think there's some controversy with these evil white devils who took advantage of a young inner city black kid.
Did you know that there was a what year is this? Sorry, 2017. He was hit with a $500,000 lawsuit from an Uber driver that claims he attacked him and bit him.
What? Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah, I'm going down the rabbit hole of
Michael Orr.
Yeah, there's a 911 call.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it worth listening to?
I don't know. I haven't heard it. Shall we?
Motherfucker bit my ear.
Right? Why not? Let's see.
Wait, what year did you say?
This is 2017.
Okay. Was Uber a thing in 2017?
Apparently.
It must have been new.
Had to have been.
All right, go ahead.
Let's see.
If you want to play it, we can.
Let's see what happens here. I did not do any scrubbing here. Sorry.
Yep.
I just found it, so.
That's fine.
What in the fuck just happened? Oh, there we go.
There we go. Skip that ad. No.
Yeah. What do we got? Come on.
I'm with the customer driving Uber now. This guy trying to attack me now.
You're the Uber driver?
What happened?
It stopped. Hit play again.
What the hell?
I don't know.
Come on with this fucking
Uber?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what's going on?
I drove them. He's drunk. He's trying to attack me right now.
Okay, are you in a business?
I'm in the business here.
What business?
Uber.
Uber driver. He's right in front of me, about to hit me now.
Okay, where are you at?
I'm attacked right now, man. I'm attacked. He just attacked me.
Okay, where are you?
She's kind of cunty.
Yeah, she is.
Avenue.
What business are you in front of? What parking lot are you in?
Bitch, I'm getting my ear bitten off by a 6'7" black man right now.
Right.
Okay.
He just attacked me.
Are you at the
He's
BP?
again. Yes, ma'am.
The BP?
Mapco. Yes, BP. Yes, ma'am.
BP. Okay, what kind of car are you in?
Yes. Black. I think he's a Titan player, maybe.
Okay.
Not him.
Not him, dummy.
What kind of car?
Black GMC Yukon XL.
Okay.
GMC?
Yukon XL.
All right.
Okay. Do you need
My
an
back.
ambulance? Do you need an ambulance?
I need a cop right now.
Okay, we'll get someone out there.
There's
Okay?
somebody with a gun, for the love of God.
Yeah.
This guy's huge.
He's black.
Does he have any weapons?
Yeah, his
I
mouth.
don't know.
What is he doing there?
I think he's running.
Hyperventilating and
I think
running?
he's fucking sprinting, would be my guess.
Yeah, 5 people actually. He's
Yeah.
right
Maybe get in the
behind
GMC
the
and
station.
floor it.
Right?
Okay. What is he wearing?
This bitch is a cunt.
Yeah, she is.
What is he wearing?
They're running now.
See?
They threw
Yeah,
it out.
we
Yeah,
got
he's
that.
running.
What are they wearing?
What are they wearing? His Super Bowl jersey. Who fucking cares? You can't miss him.
And the black jacket.
Black jacket,
Yeah.
okay.
He said he's going to smack me again, so I have to stay away from him now.
Where is he running?
Yeah, behind the BP right now. Behind the BP. He's being on the street. His friend is trying to get away with him.
Is he running on 8th or on Westwood?
He's right
Bitch, look for the
behind,
fucking 6'8", 300-pound black man in a black jacket running down the fucking street.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
way, though? There's two
I know
sides.
There's like 8 of them on the corner. No, there's
Yeah,
not.
this
There's
guy,
one.
obviously, his English is this guy's first language.
Yeah.
This twat.
8th Avenue.
Behind the business.
Yes.
And there's 5 other people with him?
Yes, he's with him 5, including him, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what he's saying.
He's saying there's 5
Let's
people,
be on the
including
phone
him,
until they find you,
together.
Okay? And you don't need to
Yes.
keep it.
So does it say where that went? Did it go anywhere? Was
I
it?
didn't get that far into the story.
Okay.
I was looking at stuff, and that came up. I was trying
Yeah,
to...
I imagine it's going to continue to be hard to understand. And
Yes.
we get the idea.
Yeah. But I don't remember hearing anything about that, to be honest with you.
I don't either.
I follow a little NFL.
Yeah. You know, I hope none of us are judged too harshly on our worst moments in life.
No.
But
was not my point.
no, I know. It's is what it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll see where this goes. I think that's smart to go for a all-out accounting.
Yeah, let's find out. Let's see.
What was brought in?
But-
how much? I mean, you would think there would be a very detailed accounting about what 20th Century Fox,
But-
or Disney. I keep saying Disney. I think it was a Disney.
I'm not sure. It smells Disney to me.
Yeah.
But
But you would think there would be a very clear accounting ledger about what was paid out to who, when,
Sure.
and how,
And I'm guessing
right?
he didn't get. I mean, well, right. If they say that it was split 5 ways, and maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be easy to prove if he got his piece. But again, if he didn't, is there a crime?
Yeah. I mean, if he signed a conservatorship and that gives them power of attorney and
if it was okay
to handle his legals,
right?
Yeah, that's
okay. Well, and let's put this in a vacuum and in a time warp and go back. If you don't get this conservatorship, you maybe don't go to that school. Maybe you don't make it into Ole Miss. You don't make it into the NFL.
Yeah,
and none of this happens in the first place. So you don't have the $20 million or whatever that you made in your career. Mm-hmm. But you're fighting over the revenue on this movie that was about you. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's a tough story. Unfortunately, in the the reality world we live in right now, or just the world we live in right now, it's so easy to take sides and just demonize whoever. And I could already smell it coming. Like, look at this super privileged white family that took advantage of a young black kid down on his life.
Yeah, well, that's the
and maybe
easy
that's
narrative.
true, but
maybe it is, maybe it's not. Like I said, it's hard for me to put that into perspective with the timing of it, right?
Yeah.
When you're talking about a kid in high school, did he have potential to go make it to the, sure. Are you telling me that that's why they did it? They saw the dollar signs. They don't look like they were down on their luck. Doesn't look like they needed this.
No.
So what was their motivation at that point to do this for him? For themselves or for him? Probably a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some self-fulfilling prophecies in there of look at what great people we are. We're helping the large black man.
Right.
Right? Look,
Right.
we're so much better than you are.
And there was definitely 100% part of that story was that whoever was involved with the NCAA that was really concerned, and that was a focal point in that movie, concerned about them wanting to take advantage of him and have that big kid go to their alma mater, Ole Miss. Mm-hmm. And that's what they were worried about. That, if you remember, it was a black woman in the movie who kicked the family out of the room, and God, my memory sucks, but it was something along those lines where
I haven't seen the movie in 20 years.
I know. Where other coaches were like, yeah, we didn't have a real shot, the Sabins of the world or whatever that maybe would have been interested in that kid, but it was like they so focused on Ole Miss because that's where they went, and we know how people are with their alma maters.
That's very true.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, where's the crime there?
Yeah.
If they pushed him to go to...
they made it sound like, that's not allowed. You cannot do something like that. Rig the system, sort of. I don't know, legally speaking, like courtrooms of America, but certainly NCAA rule violations.
Of what? I mean,
I don't know, but that was a pivotal scene in that movie for that very reason.
Okay.
I'm just saying, that's what I remember. So I don't know if it was like there's rules to recruiting. And so, the accusation was... No, I mean, and there must have been some to it. They put it in the movie.
If I went to Michigan and I want my kid to go to Michigan and I just fucking grind him to go to Michigan.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Right.
But you don't have a
conservatorship,
half adopted, 6'7", 350-pound black kid that you're raising, and looking out for his best interest. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I won't even pretend to know what the.
Well, we'll see what comes of this. Obviously, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Put that one in the astronomy file. Let's follow up with that.
Yeah, right.
Circle back Saki and find out what happened to the blind side.
I want to know what Sandra Bullock has to say these days.
Yeah.
Let's hear from her.
She doesn't give a shit. She got her Oscar. She's gone.
Is she gone?
Fuck that guy.
Didn't she just lose a husband, by the way?
Did she?
I think she backed away to care for an ailing husband or something.
Is he gone? Is she back in the market?
Maybe. I don't know. Google might be able to tell us.
I know.
I
was Team Bullock for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Were you Speed Bullock?
Speed Bullock, right in there.
Speed Bullock was good.
There was one more that I dug to right in there. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Blindside Bullock was no slouch either.
That wasn't terrible.
Older, a little older.
Yeah. That's not prime Bullock for me.
No.
Speed Bullock was
nice.
Was pretty right in there, yeah.
Yep. What was, I'm trying to remember some of her other pictures. I know she's done huge movies.
Yeah, I know. It seems odd that I can't even
think of one.
Can't even think of one. Let's go to
an IMDb on Sandy Bullock.
Miscongeniality.
Oh, yeah, that was big.
Yeah.
That was big.
Oh, Bird Box. That shouldn't do anything for me.
Oh,
blindfolded and shit.
Yeah, it was weird, but that good. I think that
listen,
was
she's not bad.
highly acclaimed.
The chin was always a little off-putting for me.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're looking at pictures. I'm not. So I can't.
All right, I'll pull her up for you.
Okay.
There's the. Let's see. I'll give you an option.
Oh. Yeah, it looks like she could take a fucking shot in that second one. There's a little Dylan Mulvaney-ness to it.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not.
But she's got to be 50 something now, right?
Oh, got to be something. Let's see. Let's give her a shot here. This one looks, and that's older. I mean, that's
very
not even,
talented. Yeah, a lot of talent.
Yeah, very talented.
Yeah.
I don't know. I try to find old Bullock. Should I Google young hot Bullock?
Hot Bullock.
When Sandra Bullock was hot.
Yeah.
Okay, see, but like, look at this. I mean, that looks like she transitioned.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oof, that is not strong.
No.
But, oh well.
Yeah.
They come and they go.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Moving on to other things. Go ahead, T.
This part of the show is brought to you by the Backcourt Restaurant in Clarkston. They're located in the Deer Lake Athletic Club. The Backcourt combines first-class service with a relaxed, friendly atmosphere and a chef-inspired menu. They have daily dinner specials throughout the week, live music on Friday nights, and the best damn prime rib in town on Friday and Saturdays. So next time you're heading out for dinner or drink, stop by the Backcourt Restaurant in Clarkston. You can call them at 248-625-8686 or visit the DeerLakeAthleticClub.com. No the.
Also, radiofor1.com. You can get merch there. Amazon link is very helpful for us. Amazon Canada as well. Just go to radiofor1.com and click on our Amazon links and shop as normal. Obviously, it doesn't charge you anymore. My Pillow is there. Just use promo code TDC. That's it. You're going to get the best discounts out there. The mattress toppers, the pillows, all of it. We've liked all of it. So it works at my store as well. Promo code TDC. Also, you can find a link to our Patreon page, which is the absolute best way to help us. Really, the only thing that even sort of keeps this thing afloat.
Right.
So the more people that jump in there and help out for a few dollars a month is really, we bank on that. So AI is a huge concern, I think.
Allen
for both
Iverson?
of us. Not that one. Practice? We're talking practice? No, artificial intelligence. And it's interesting that the turn that it's taken lately, where it was always just like, the snobs in Hollywood and whatever, and the Wall Street that were just like, yeah, so what? Fucking find a new career, truck drivers. Mm-hmm. Find a new career, fucking minimum wage workers. We're going to do away with all those jobs. And it's like, oh, yeah, guess what? It's going to stock trade a hell of a lot faster than you, sir.
And it's going to be able to...
A hell of a lot faster.
Yeah, it's going to be able to read trends. It's going to be able to process data, all these things.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rockstar. Did you think you were the only one that can write a fucking hit? Guess what? It's doing pretty damn good right now. Give it a couple years.
Oh, my God.
And then you will be buried. The idea, I heard Joe Rogan talking to Post Malone about this. And Joe was like, there will always be, you'll want that human element. I'm like, yeah, today.
Yeah.
So what do you think when this learning system? Oh yeah. Stop it. You're gonna get us in trouble.
That's not us. I'm not on there. I'm on here.
All right.
Settlement.
So the idea that this thing isn't just gonna go darting forward and write so much better than anything Stephen King could write.
Right.
So much better than your favorite rock star's song about his breakup with his girlfriend or whatever. Mm-hmm. If the idea that you go 5 years down the road and ChatGPT can't outright you a script in 10 seconds better than anything that you could do in a Hollywood writing room is laughable.
Laughable.
It's laughable. So AI, I think we need to start prosecuting people at this point.
Okay.
And really setting the hammer down. I don't know why this story, it's a small story. It just bothered me so much because, of course, hackers could use our AI tools to steal user passwords with near perfect accuracy by listening to an unsuspecting person's keystrokes.
Oh.
According to alarming results of a study published earlier this month, a group of computer scientists trained an AI model to identify the sounds generated by keystrokes on the 21 version of the MacBook Pro, described as a popular off-the-shelf laptop.
I mean, don't they all sound the same?
Nope. When the program was enabled on a nearby smartphone, so they just set it over here and hit record.
Record it.
They were able to, it was able to reproduce the typed password with a staggering 95% accuracy.
Holy shit.
Now, that's today.
That's incredible.
Yeah. The hacker-friendly should never be used in a sentence together, okay?
Yeah.
I do not want these nerds developing hacker-friendly AI tools. No, thank you. None of us voted on this. You were not elected to anything. You do not get to create hacker-friendly. Don't we have enough problem with hackers?
Everything is bastardized. Everything is manipulated
It's just
and weaponized. Doesn't matter. The road to hell, my friend.
The road to hell. The hacker-friendly AI tool was also extremely accurate while listening to typing through the laptop's microphone during Zoom calls. The researchers warn that many users are unaware of the risk that bad actors could monitor their typing or breach accounts, a type of cyber attack called an acoustic side channel attack. The ubiquity of keyboard acoustic emanations makes them not only a readily available attack vector, but also prompts victims to underestimate and therefore not try to hide their output. So, for example, if you remember the Snowden film, do you remember that? Was it 4 or something like that? The one with Glenn Greenwald when he was going to Russia and he was in Sweden. Every time he opened his laptop, he went under the covers. He was like, no, I don't trust them fucking for shit. I don't want them seeing what my eyeballs are doing. I don't want them seeing. And it was crazy. And you're like, okay, this
fucking whack job, right?
He's going off the deep end.
No.
So, for example, when typing a password, people will regularly hide their screen, but will do little to obfuscate their keyboard sound. To gauge accuracy, the researchers pressed 36 of the laptop's keys, a total of 25 times each, with each press varying in pressure and finger.
Okay.
And this thing's like, yeah, all right. Yep, I know what you're doing now. Mm-hmm. And it's smart enough to just like that.
Figure it out, yeah.
Pick it up.
Yeah.
95.
Data. It's just data, man.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
The program was able to listen to identifying elements of each key press, such as sound wavelengths. The smartphone, an iPhone 13 mini, was placed 17 centimeters away from the keyboard. The possibility of AI tools aiding hackers is just another risk factor for the technology. As we've said many times on this show, a number of notable people, so range from OpenAI founder Sam Altman to Elon Musk, have all warned about this being catastrophic for the human race and dangerous to humanity without proper guardrails.
Yep.
You know, and we like to think in our own little bubble, hey, we're in America and we can blah, blah, blah. What do you do if North Korea or China or Russia, figures this shit out?
If or when?
When?
Yeah.
When?
Right.
You know what I mean? And they're pressing forward on something, even if you put proper guardrails in place. Like, I don't know how, toothpaste back in the tube?
Never.
Never
happens.
Yeah.
Not an option.
I mean,
and then once it starts, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I see what
we're doomed.
What our friend Ryan Fiorini went through, right? When he literally dropped it. It altered his life for months on end with very, very little help. Now, you're talking about a guy in Ryan who is ridiculously smart and talented.
Brilliant.
You're talking about a guy with all the resources in the world personally at his fingertips, okay? He's not the little guy. He's a big fish.
Yeah.
He can handle his own, and he's smart. And it was a fucking nightmare for him. So I don't even want to know where it would go for average level, not well-to-do individuals that are just being robbed of their livelihood.
Yep.
We don't all have super security backup that is, impenetrable and is locked down on such levels that, they can make your life a pain in the ass, but they're not really getting in and breaking the bank.
Nope.
They could with you, Troy. They could with me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yep. People that are just, kind of loosely doing the best. I guess I got a password on this. I'm using the same password for years and all my stuff. That kind of attitude.
Yeah.
it's just terrifying. And this like,
if they want to come get my $9, fucking come get it.
Right. They can go into my account and
it's not at all the money you have. It's your information.
Yeah.
Right? Taking out loans and mortgages in your name and things like that, and stealing your tax refunds and the things.
And it doesn't
so many ways it can go sideways.
It doesn't sound like there's a lot in place to help the average citizen either. Just knowing, and I hate to speak, I should probably keep Ryan's name out my mouth.
A little bit. I'm not sure that was authorized, but I mean, whatever.
I'm not giving away
listen, it happens
details.
every fucking 8 seconds or whatever that somebody's identity stolen or people get affected. So it's not.
It's scary.
It's happened to everybody.
Like what went on with Eric Fady, and what a pain in the ass that was for him. Yeah. I think your mom stumbled into something where it's like, Troy, your mom just posted a link that.
Yeah,
Darren McCarty posted and Eric Fady posted that we know they were hacked.
Right, tagged
shit like
30
that.
random people.
Right,
yeah,
right.
That happened to Freddie, my boy, the pizza man.
Yeah,
a couple years ago. And he's with his foundation and everything, and the connections that he's made. It was just after the Portnoy thing with all the pizza and stuff, and he was really, really banging.
8.2,
8.7. Yep. Okay. But somebody hacked his Facebook and started posting kitty porn onto his shit, right? Which Fred is so not him. But
are you
obviously
sure?
Shut it
He's
down.
Not into kitty porn, really?
Shut it down.
Yeah.
And he had no leg to stand on to combat it, right?
And you lose everything.
Your account was, you got shut down for kitty porn. I think, I can't remember if it just got shut down for that or if they tried to blackmail him. I can't remember the story exactly. But regardless, it got shut down. Well, then he lost everything because it went across all his Insta. Everything was all shut down.
Yes. And if you know the behind-the-scenes charity work that guy's put together and connections
and the
he's
connections
put together,
that he's made, so he
it's
had to
massive.
He had to try and rebuild that from zero.
Yeah.
To with a new, just like FADEY.
Yeah.
He had to come out with a new Freddie the Pizza Man. Everything and try and rebuild from nothing. It's like, how do I get back in touch with Portnoy?
Yeah.
And and you know what I mean? And these people that I met, the Nick Sabans of the world, you know what I mean?
All the Lions players and
I don't
staff.
just set out a friend request now and they're going to be like, fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah. Not to mention, you read these stories where it's like, we did a test and it figured out by 95% plus that it could figure out your password in an instant just by listening to you type on your keyboard. Blah. It's like, okay, that's amazing, but you can't figure out at Facebook how to fucking go, oh yeah, that's bullshit, delete it. Here's all your shit back. Sorry about that.
Nope.
Why can't you have an algorithm that does that? That goes, okay, we're going back 36 hours to when this wasn't hacked, obviously.
Yeah.
That the guy that focuses on charities featuring autism around the fucking country and raising awareness and money using gigundous connections like Freddie has, not to mention his unbelievable pizza. It'd be a little out of character for him to start bouncing child porn around on his Facebook page.
Right.
How about we just take him at his word that probably wasn't him.
We could probably have a pretty open and shut investigation on this. Get some personal testimony here, see what happened. And
take it back 36 hours to before he was hacked and go, you're starting here again.
Yeah.
You're not starting from zero. You're starting here. And if we find out who this clown was that started doing this in this 24-hour period is when it started, we're going to do everything in our AI technology to figure out who the fuck that is and where they are and make sure they can't continue to do it.
Yeah.
Why? Why is it always? This is going to potentially destroy humanity. Why can't it ever potentially save humanity?
Because even if it could, it'll eventually destroy humanity.
Right.
I had, just the other day, I had a similar thing, a mutual friend from high school, Colleen Heinzman. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I know Colleen.
She had forwarded, forwarded a post or whatever it is, shared a post, on Facebook about someone she knew that had these Yorkie puppies, right? Well, I remember with going through finding Bogey and all that stuff back in the day, there was this scam going around of these free Yorkie puppies, right? I mean, across the country, there's news stories. I've
seen those.
Yeah, and they use the same pictures and all this stuff, and it's somebody like, no adoption fee, just a rehoming fee, whatever, blah blah blah. So it seemed very similar to that, and she had posted that, and considered getting Bogey a buddy. So I said, hey, is this legit?
She's like, what are you?
I go because I've seen a lot of scams like this. And then she just said, well, I know the guy that posted it. You know, it wasn't
That
just some
means
random
nothing.
Right. Well, so I go, okay. So then I reached out to him. I sent him a message through Messenger.
Yeah.
And said, hey, you know, tell me about the puppies. Da 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 da. Starts going through. And it's bullshit. It's not this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Right. I'm DMing him, and I'm responding to me. I'm talking to him, but it's not this fucking guy.
Yeah.
And he just starts telling me how I got to send him the money, and you got a Cash App or Venmo or whatever the money. And I keep going, oh, okay, cool. Like, you know, I'm just a little. Tell me how you know Colleen. Nothing. Just send me the money. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I'm a little worried. You know, I just make me feel better if I knew how you knew Colleen. Oh, you have nothing to worry about. You know, and I'm like, okay, total fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
But that's the you know. So it's not like this guy was actually whoever this was interacting on his. And this guy, it probably is never even making it to this guy's messenger, right? It's intercepted, it's hijacked, and so they're communicating on this person's behalf.
Yeah.
And this guy has no idea about it. The story that I looked up on the news was the same thing. Somebody was doing that to some guy in North Carolina or wherever the hell it was.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, people just start showing up at his door to pick up their puppies.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, "Fuck you talking about?"
Fucking have puppies.
Right? And they're like, so then everybody's pissed at him, like, you robbed me, you stole my money, you know? And the guy's like, fucking, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right? And this heartbroken, you know, 6-year-old girl coming to pick up her puppy and shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a huge thing, but it's just that it's that easy to do that you'd think you're talking to somebody, but you're not.
Well, this happened to me, ironically, I think, just a couple weeks ago, where I saw
this really hot chick friend requested you.
No. I don't. I can smell those out immediately. But no, this was someone not hot, but anyways, was in the area. Okay, I don't know if we were Facebook friends, but irrelevant. It was kind of a marketplace thing where people are like, and I've had great success with this in the past 10 years ago, where it's like, hey, I'm moving, everything must go. And it's like, oh, cool. Zach and I used to go to those places and buy some, you know, yard furniture, whatever, you know, for the pool.
Yep.
So anyways, there's this woman and she's like, hey, we're doing it again. We're moving to wherever. I've got too much stuff that is not going to be able to make the trip. And then gave an accounting with pictures of all these things. And they're the coolest fucking toys ever. I'm like, how much money does this fucking bitch have?
Right.
Really? It's like 4-wheelers and fucking jet skis and beautiful couches, a Polaris that's dope as shit, beautiful brand new washer and dryer set for pennies on the dollar. Not really, but it was like these couches, right? And it was like, ooh, that's sick. And it was like $400. And there was like 3 separate couches. And I'm like, so I just messaged this person and said, hey, are the couches still available? Mm-hmm. And she gets back and says, send pic. And I'm like,
dick pic?
I need to send a pic of the couches that I'm interested on your site. I go, and then she comes back and says, yep, still here, $450. And it's the one couch of the 3 I was not interested in. Mm. And I was like, no, the other 2. And then it comes back, send me pics. And I was like, fuck off. Mm. No, you don't know which. Okay, I'm not interested in this couch. You posted 2 other ones for X dollars. Now you need me to send you pictures of which couches, as if your next response wasn't going to be like, oh, yeah, of course they're here. Yeah. $400. In fact, I'll give you both of them for $400. Come on by. And I just ghosted it. It was like, no.
Okay, yeah, just send me the money and pick it up whenever you want. In fact, I'll deliver it for you.
The only reason was, it was literally like Southfield of Farmington Hills. Mm-hmm. So it was like, okay, I can drive down to some house, and if there's a lawn full of awesome shit, and it's like Troy and I can drive over there, throw a couch in the truck, and leave. Yeah. Okay, but just the way the response came back, it was like, total scam. This person probably doesn't know this is going on. Right. And who knows how many people went, a Polaris for 10 grand? Mm-hmm. I'm in.
Right. And what it'll be is like, okay, well, give me a deposit to hold it for you.
Right.
You know, and that was the thing with this puppy thing was supposedly it was the story was, you know, their Yorkies had puppies and they couldn't keep them all, so they were just giving away to the thing, story. You know, right? We're not breeders. We just had a puppy get knocked up.
Yeah.
Silly us. But But then, so it was like, hey, we can't keep them all, so we want to see them go to good homes. We just rehoming fee to make sure that people are serious. You're not going to take it home and feed it to your python or anything. Yeah. And it was so. Then at one point, I was like, we were talking about with the money, and he was like, well, can I come by? I was like, well, I'll come by today. He was like, okay, yeah, $300. And I was like, okay, I'll bring cash. They're like, no, you have to. No, you got to do it to hold it. I'm like, well, no, I want to.
You got 8 puppies. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I want to see if I want.
I'm gonna play the odds. That
I'm not
going
to prepay for a puppy. Make sure it's not, it doesn't have a fucking tumor hanging out of its asshole or something I don't know about. Make sure the thing doesn't bite me when I see it. Things like that, Yeah. But then shows me a picture of like this puppy adoption form. Like a deposit for a puppy thing. And I'm like, oh, just randomly happened to have puppies, did you? And now you happen to have forms for them and shit. Yeah. Just
stop it. It's just such a shame
that,
marketplace, when it pops up, sounds great. You know what I mean? Like, hey, the community can get together. I can help you. You help me. Hey, we're moving. Makes sense. Family's moving. They're not going to take everything. And it's like, we've got some great stuff and easy. Hey, it used to totally make sense. It was like, hey, our puppy had a litter. We didn't know. It got and dog came in the yard and knocked it up. And we've got these wonderful puppies. And it's like, there should be no problem with you going, yeah, come on by. I'll be home at 7:00 if you want to meet them.
And the real ones,
if you want me to hold one, I'm going to ask you to bring $150 cash with you just so, I know you're serious. Fine.
Sure. No. If I'm there and I touch it and I want to keep it, then yes, here, I'll pay the fucking thing out right now. I'll see you in 6 weeks when they're ready.
Yeah.
Fine.
No. But the amount of people who probably get so excited, are gullible,
I'm
are
fortunate
naive.
that my bullshit detector is fucking on point.
On point.
I smell it immediately.
Yeah.
And even that, I knew it was.
Yeah.
And I played it to try and make sure, you know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, this, that. Okay, so just one more thing.
Yeah.
How about this? Answer this one for me. No? Okay. No. I asked like 3 times and just completely ignored it all every time. Like, okay.
Yeah. That would be like,
brilliant
too. How do you know Colleen?
Oh, Colleen, our one mutual friend that we had,
Yeah.
How do you know Colleen? Oh, Colleen. Oh, you know Colleen. Oh, that's great. I met
she
her.
Went to Michigan State. I met her
whatever
there.
it is. Right.
Yeah.
So, no. It's just to play it that way. It was like, it's a shame because just like everything else that we're talking about.
Yeah.
The best laid plans. I mean, the road to hell is paved.
Yep.
People will take advantage of any and every situation, bastardize it, manipulate it, weaponize it.
Yeah.
And use it for evil instead of good.
Yeah.
And it ruins it for everybody.
Yeah. It sure does. And it makes it to the point like
I
see what looks like awesome products all the time on Twitter or something. And it's like, wow, that looks really cool. And it might be just some fairly inexpensive, I'm trying to think of an example right now, but it might be a toy that it's like, dude, Marshall and Reed would love that. That's the coolest little, self-flying plane I've ever seen. That looks awesome. I just don't trust it.
Nope.
I don't trust that it's not total garbage. And you're more trusting with that stuff than I am, but you're not afraid to take the 5 minutes to return something and call bullshit.
Yep.
Like, I'm just like, I'm out. Unless I get my hands on it personally, no, forget it. I don't trust anything. And it's sad because it would be really nice to be like,
that's where we are.
Hey, I read
society.
the reviews. I saw one the other day. That drum set right there. Okay, that's a TD-27. That is right. You don't know, but it's a Roland drum set. They're thousands of dollars. Okay, a couple $1,000s, easy. We're blowing them out here. We got a warehouse filled with this stuff. They're $39.
Yeah, right.
They're like, come on by anytime you want, blah, blah, blah. And they're getting good now about producing 5-star reviews.
The sad part is that where are you seeing this? On Facebook, on Twitter?
Yes.
But great job, Facebook.
Yeah.
These are your advertisers?
Yes.
These are the people that you're letting come into my fucking feed? Go fuck yourself.
And I'm looking at this thing going, and people are so desperate, like, is it possible? Is it a miracle? I could get these, as far as professional electronic drum kits go, the Roland series high-end ones are you tour the world with them, okay? Yeah. They're no bullshit. They're expensive. They're awesome. The idea that is it possible that they've got this Amazon warehouse filled with this stuff and rent has done whatever and they need to blow everything out? Is it possible? Like, And then you'll see people going, fuck it, it's $39, I'm taking the risk.
Yeah.
And and I'm going, you couldn't buy the drumsticks for that fucking kit for $39.
Right.
Let alone the kit. Stop it. It doesn't exist. But I say, how many thousands of people do you need to go, fuck it, I'm probably going to eat shit here, but I'm going to do it anyways. Why not? It's $39.
Yep.
I'll let you guys know what happens. How many thousands of people do that? And these guys just open shop, close shop, steal your money, and they're gone. Because there's no chance in hell you're getting one of those drum sets for $39.
No. I saw one the other day. It was a fishing kayak, right? Something I always been a little interested in, you know. But this one was, I mean, like fucking dope. It had a little Minn Kota trolling motor with remote control, everything that popped down in there. And I mean, they make them, right?
Sure.
It was what same thing as you were like, oh, warehouse blowout. Our loss is your gain, you know, one of those.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, this is a $5,000 kayak, you know, would normally.
Yeah.
And it was, blowing them out for $199.99, something like that. And I was like, well, I looked at it, watched the videos. It's all fucking all that, you know.
Yeah.
And then go to the reviews like, just stop it.
Yeah.
No, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I knew better. I wasn't actually going to try and buy it.
Right.
But I didn't see the price originally. I just saw it, and I was like, oh, okay, that'd be cool. Let me look at that and see what it was. Maybe it's on sale for $1,000, right? Okay, maybe. And the weird part is, if they do that, they'd probably get a lot more sales, right? Because like, okay, $1,000, maybe I could see that, you know what I mean? Like, okay, really got to blow it out.
$2,000, but
it's last year's model or whatever. And
last year's model's a good one.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a good one.
Overstock. Yeah, we got to make room for new inventory.
Yeah, it's troubling. It makes me not trust anyone.
No, but I keep seeing them on Facebook, and that's the part that pisses me off. Is like
where I'm seeing it too.
Why the fuck are you allowing this to be on your site?
Right.
Because it's not like somebody else's thing. Like this is coming through like an ad,
right,
in a banner,
right. One of the telltales for me when I saw it, because there was thousands of comments and people like, is it possible? Has anyone else gotten this? And they're getting very good at answering all the questions really quick.
Yep.
They're getting really good at like, who's this guy with a weird fucking name that I can't pronounce? It's like, oh my God, it was true. Here's pictures. It's like, okay, someone invested in these, and then all your stock images they've got a Sweetwater watermark on it. Now, Sweetwater sells amazing studio equipment and drum sets and guitar. Like that's like Musician's Friend or Guitar Center online is Sweetwater. Half of the studio was bought through Sweetwater.
Absolutely.
And it's like, why do you have a Sweetwater watermark on your fucking pictures? No response, you know. And but I guess it's working. It working for someone.
Exactly. I mean,
desperate people.
It costs nothing.
Yeah.
To do it, essentially, basically nothing.
Yeah.
And when you talk about the fact that we're talking about it, and you extrapolate that out between the entire country / world, and if 10,000 people decide to send them their $49.95 to try it out,
made a quick $500,000 and you're gone.
Shut it down and move on. And tomorrow we'll sell you some other bullshit.
Yeah. And good luck going after them. They're foreign actors,
exactly,
usually,
right.
And it's like, what are you going to do? You don't have any jurisdiction.
Nope.
You're just getting fucked over and over. But that's a thought I hadn't had.
That's why I always use PayPal for shit like that. Always.
Well, your thought of Facebook, what are we doing here? If this is so obvious to us that you're taking advantage of the most desperate and gullible people, that's who it's hurting.
Yep.
The guy that can afford to go spend whatever on a Polaris or whatever on a fancy drum set or whatever on a puppy is not looking for the fucking deal of a lifetime.
Right.
But desperate families at Christmas time are.
Yep.
So you're taking advantage of them. Why are you not shutting this down? And nope. They won't answer our questions. So until they do, until they can show us legitimate receipts of delivery and blah, 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 they're not welcome here.
No.
They're not just able to buy a Facebook ad and rip people off. It's outrageous.
Sad. It's a sad state of affairs, my man.
It is.
It really is.
Should we do
I wanted a puppy.
I bet.
They were cute as shit.
Oh, yeah, I get it. Should we do a Ask T-Roy or two?
Yeah, let's. Oh, we got some. All right, let's do it.
We do.
We need some Ask T-Roy theme music.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's got to be some rap or...
It's got to be unique.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let me think about it.
Okay.
You think about it, too. All right. Let's see. Dear T. Roy, recently a family member, an ex-sister-in-law, sent out invitations on Facebook, ironically.
An ex-sister-in-law.
Yes.
Okay, so she got divorced out of the family?
Yes.
All right.
Can't ask her, but sure. Sent out invitations on Facebook for her retirement party. A week after everyone had accepted, she posted that in order to attend, guests would have to buy a ticket for $50. I find this very tacky. It's not so much $50, but the way it was presented. This woman was a professional with a great job. She has a large home, drives a luxury car. When I asked other family members and friends how they felt, for the most part, they agreed with me. Needless to say, I will not be going. What do you think? Appalled out west.
Well, it depends on what that $50 is getting you, I guess. If it's just to go to her party,
yeah, that's
fuck
silly.
off.
Yeah.
If she's having it somewhere that everybody has to pay to get into, then maybe it's on a person to person basis of whether it's worth it to you or not. Why it wasn't included in the original, I don't know.
Yeah, why wouldn't you put that in the original thing? Like, hey, we're having it at Dave and Buster's.
Maybe it wasn't set. Maybe it was, hey, I'm having a party, and then the deal was final. She got the date in, but then she finalized the details of it, and then it turned out it was something else. Maybe she's an idiot and wanted people to feel guilty and come anyway. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the $50, I mean, it bit of false advertising there. Come to my party, and oh, by the way, it's going to cost you this. Right?
Once I've accepted. By the way, a week later.
But first of all, like clicking, I'm going is some sort of legal binding obligation.
Right.
Like,
right.
Shit, right. I can't get out of it now. I said I was going.
I clicked accept.
Right. Shit.
I should have clicked maybe.
Man.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. I mean. Having people pay to come to your party just across the board is generally a bad look.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But again, like I said, depends on what it is. Maybe she's having it at fucking Cedar Point.
I don't have any problem if you go, hey guys, I'm having a retirement party. Look, I'm charging $50 a head. If that's cool with everybody, it's going to be catered by X restaurant, which we
open
love.
Bar, all
it's
that
got
kind
an
of
open
stuff.
bar.
Sure, maybe that's the
whatever
deal.
you do. Don't bring a present.
Right.
We're good. But this is going to cover, or we're donating the money to charity, or
whatever.
Whatever.
What does that $50 get you? That was my question.
We're bringing in the party pub. It's going to be amazing.
If it's all just going in her pocket, that's a little different story. If it's a retirement present, sure. But if it is, this is to cover the venue, right? It's my retirement party, but I'm not paying $10,000 to have a place to host it or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I need more information.
Little tacky.
These things are a little, yeah. Not a great look, but there's certain circumstances to where that would be acceptable, I guess.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to know that up front.
Up front, I think, is the key. Up front, you can go, hey, man, I said it in the beginning. You just responded, no. I'm not going to be able to make it.
Yep. What if this retirement party is a 3-day cruise and you only have to pay $50 to get on it? You're getting a bargain.
Yeah.
So,
dear T. Roy, our youngest son recently married a woman who has an 18-year-old daughter, Lauren.
Okay.
So 18 is legal.
It is across the board,
like
everywhere.
In no matter the circumstances, 18 is legal, right?
Yep.
Okay. So Lauren is the 18-year-old daughter. The girl's mental level is between that of a 2 and a 4-year-old.
Okay.
So, I mean, technically speaking,
What
are the rules on that?
Boy. Well, that takes me back to. Hold on.
Oh no.
I got it right here.
What are you pulling up?
I got it.
Trust you.
What are you talking about? I got it right here. Let's see.
Oh, is this the model?
This is
I don't know why you're doing this to me. I ain't done nothing. You had sex with Willa Maston. Ain't nothing wrong with that. She's 18 and legal. She's retarded.
She's retarded. Oh, God.
Oh, it was never more appropriate than at that point.
Absolutely.
Holy shit. What? Nothing wrong with her. She's 18 and legal. She's retarded. Fucking Carol O'Connor.
God bless him. God bless him. Our youngest son recently married a woman who has an 18-year-old disabled daughter, Lauren. The girl's mental level is between that of a 2 and 4-year-old. There have been physical confrontations between my new daughter-in-law and her disabled daughter, which are becoming more frequent now that they all live together. The daughter-in-law refuses to pursue facilities for Lauren, saying she is waiting for her to be transitioned into a group home and feels much guilt in doing so. Lauren is currently in a day program, which doesn't seem to be helping her. She has definite behavioral issues and has been put on a higher level of meds that have not helped. Psychologists, counselors, and school staff are non-committal about offering any help and haven't advised on how to address this. My concern is, my son and his wife now have a 6-month-old son, and I worry about the baby in his home environment. Our son loves his wife and thought he could handle the challenges that come with living with Lauren. He now says he thinks it is best to end the marriage, but he's uncomfortable about giving an ultimatum to his wife. He has a high-pressure job, and his new home environment is taking a toll on him physically and mentally. Any advice for him is appreciated. Mom on the sidelines.
Get the fuck out, dude. Cut bait and run, man.
Well,
it's not always what you think it could be. You can go in with the best of intentions, and it just doesn't work out the way it is.
But, okay, you've got a 6-month-old kid right now.
Yeah.
Why not give it a year and a half? It's going to be on an equal playing field with the 18-year-old.
Yeah.
What'll be 20-year-old.
What if the kid doesn't make it that long? It gets snuffed out by Lauren.
It's true.
She just wants to love him and hug him and squeeze him so tightly.
George. I'm going to call him George. All right, let's do one more Ask T, Roy.
Lauren's very similar to Lenny.
Yes, very, very much. Dear T, Roy, I'm a 31-year-old waitress and proud atheist.
All right.
I'm one of the
a good time.
I'm one of the least judgmental people I know who other people love or how they choose to worship isn't important to me. I have a regular customer who comes into the restaurant about twice a month. He's a pastor and one of the nicest guys I've ever met. He'll often bring along people from his congregation and buy them dinner. He counsels new families and tries to teach them the ways of the world. He counsels angry teens, and they listen to him. I have tremendous respect for him. The problem is, every time he comes in, he tries to get me to come to his church. It's sometimes an hour-long conversation. At first, I was polite about it and just said, no, thank you. Recently, it reached the point where I've said firmly, I don't need your church. T-Roy, he still persists. I don't know what to do anymore. I wouldn't feel right kicking him out of the restaurant. Is there middle ground? Non-believer in Georgia. It's a tough one.
It is. I mean, he's not... That's his gig. That's his gig. That's his gig. And we won't.
It's his duty to spread the word.
We won't get too deep into the hows and the whys. He believes, and he believes that he's doing well, and he thinks he's doing the right thing, and that, while you may not want to hear it, should hopefully carry some weight. It can be annoying. But if you just understand that, hey, there's Reverend Bob. He's going to ask me to join his church. I'm going to tell him to go fuck himself, and I'll see him next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
So,
by the way, I don't think there's any reason as a waitress you need to get into, as you say, hour-long conversations with anyone.
That's exactly right.
Okay, that's partially on you.
Definitely right.
Like you can go, Bob, I love you, brother, but I'm slammed. I got to go. My boss is giving me shit.
Yes. And I mean, if you put that down like you put on paper to old Rev Run over there and said, look, I appreciate you. I respect you. I like waiting on you. I think you're a good person. We see things differently. Fucking drop it.
Yeah.
All right? Don't ever ask me again. Okay?
Yeah.
If I ever want to, I will come to you. Please. I'm asking you. I respect you. I need you to respect me. Please don't ever bring it up again.
Yeah.
I bet he would, for the most part. I'm sure he'd slide some fucking, verses your way here and there. But other than that, I bet he would respect your wishes if you lay it down.
Maybe.
But you don't. Everybody wants to be all cute and nice and sweet.
Yeah.
And just leave it all kind of open-ended. Oh,
But she says she's told him, like, leave it, Rev.
Yeah.
I ain't going. I'm not interested. And he still persists. Like,
Maybe.
And keep in mind, this relationship is not on an equal playing field. She's a waitress serving him in her restaurant.
Right.
So this is not like just two people in the park. He goes to the same park and sits on the same bench as I do. And, where you go, fuck off, dude. You can't just tell him to go pound sand because he's a customer. And it sounds like he's a regular and he's bringing families in.
Sure.
So you know, I mean, that makes it a little different.
Yeah, I understand it can be a little complicated, but my guess would be that she never really put it down to him that way.
Yeah.
That would be my guess. She's always been like cute and nice and trying to be dismissive about it and be like, nope, no, thanks. You know, no, I'm all set. That's okay. You know, and I'm like, look, bro, listen, fucking stop.
Why don't you just go 100%? I'm in. I'll see you on Sunday. Bye. And then when you don't show up, he comes back and goes, oh, we missed you on Sunday. I meant this Sunday. See you Sunday. Bye. And just keep playing that game.
Well, then it'll never end.
Good. You can play that game for eternity. No, no, dude, I'll see you Sunday. Bye.
Oh, yeah, because after the third one, he's going to be like, okay, see you Sunday.
Yeah.
Starts at 7.
Well, no, he's got to play his stupid game because he believes that it's his job to spread the gospel. He's doing his job. I'm playing my role. Yep, dude, see you Sunday. You did your job. You let me know what it is. You want me to be there. I told you I'll see you Sunday. You can't legally, it's not a binding contract. So, no, I'll do my best. See you next Sunday. Be there. Bye.
Sure.
See you, Bob. Great seeing you again, pal.
Yeah. I don't think that one's going to fly, but sure, we'll give it that.
That's what I'd try.
All right. Let me know how that one works out.
Well, you know, no one's begging.
Kicking the can down the road just never ends well, sir.
Yeah. Don't worry about it, T. I'll see you at church on Sunday.
Deal.
We're good. Okay, let's do an email. Howdy, call later. So, I was talking to Jim Fox, and he mentioned to me that he was going to invite you to his show tomorrow. He may have already done so. He actually invited me, but he knew I couldn't go since the show is at St. Andrews, and I'm in Phoenix. God damn it. Anyway, I want to try to convince you to go to that show. The band is The Warning. They're a group of 3 sisters from Mexico. They're absolutely incredible. I saw them here in Phoenix a while back and was blown away.
Okay.
Seriously, I know you don't like to leave the house much, but I strongly suggest you get your freeze worth once and go to that show with Jim. You most certainly will not regret it. Just my 2 cents, man. Talking to you soon, Travis.
Okay.
He did extend it. He's texting me today. I told him...
When is the show? Did we already miss it?
Tomorrow.
Okay. So this is on time. Wow.
Yes.
We actually got an email on schedule.
Yes.
Very nice.
So he reached out to me. He said, I want you to watch this video on these chicks, do a little research. They're unbelievable. Now, he's got something where there's like a meet and greet involved. So he's like, listen, I want to be clear. You wouldn't be able to do the show tomorrow. Okay. We'd have to go at like 4:00. You know, I know when UNT record and blah, blah, blah. It just wouldn't work. So I'm on the fence. Part of me goes, fuck, you don't want to go anywhere, don't you? You know? But part of me also goes, okay, that's a really nice offer.
Yeah.
What's the harm? I love good live music.
Sure.
And it sounds like, you know, I know Jim. He's relentless.
Yeah.
And so if there's some cool meet and greet, you know, backstagey thing going on, you know, my ears are perked.
Okay.
What do you think?
Should we listen?
Sure.
Can we do that?
Yeah, sure. I have not heard a word.
Let's see.
I have no idea.
Bother the bugs.
Shut your hole. Your fucking ads.
She's retarded.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. She's 18 and legal. She's retarded.
So where's
so good. So this is.
Is there a video?
Yeah, hold on. I don't understand. Oh, hold on. I fucked that up. There we go. Who's playing the instruments? These are 3 chicks. Can't be them.
3 sisters from Mexico.
Right. Yeah, I've heard of The Warning, actually. I don't know of them, but I've heard of them. And I've heard, like, you know, shit comes across my radar. I can't understand them, though. Oh, it is English.
Yeah. So what do you think, T?
Oh, I don't know.
What do you think? Should we take tomorrow off?
Well, we'll finish that discussion off air.
And I will go to this show. I've got to give Jim an answer,
Yep.
so he can hopefully find someone else to go. I've kind of hung him along since late yesterday.
Well, but it'll be a mystery until we're on the show tomorrow or not.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right.
People in the dark.
Let's see. Why don't we kill it there?
Good enough for me.
All right, buddy. All right, everybody. We may do a show tomorrow. If not, blame Jim Fox.
We'll see, yeah.
That's all I can say is blame Jim Fox. if we don't do a show tomorrow. So with that, we will call it a day. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and hanging with us. We certainly appreciate it. And we'll either see you tomorrow or Thursday.